I see what you did, Fox. Try to put out that Deadpool trailer a couple days before Fantastic Four and make people forget about your terrible movie. Well, it's not gonna work on me. This Fantastic Four is our third crack at trying to make a good Fantastic Four movie and stars Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell. And this movie is directed by Fox Studio, Josh Trank. And to give you the most condensed plot of this movie, 4 kids get superpowers. That's all you really need to know. Now, Fantastic Four has been a movie that has been mauled by the internet from start to finish. It seems like everybody in the world was praying for this movie to fail, and you know what? They got their wish, because this is one of the worst reviewed movies of the year. I would say I'm not on the same level of hatred as everyone else is with this movie, but no, it's not a good movie. I'm gonna start this review doing something very unprecedented. I'm gonna start with the positives. The Thing looks fantastic in this movie. I did not see CGI at all. I saw an actual rock monster on the screen. I would not be surprised at all if they blew their entire budget on The Thing and had zero money left for all the other special effects. Every special effect in this movie that's not The Thing is horrible. Which I guess gives you more respect when you see The Thing on the screen. I was also scared that they were using Jamie Bell's actual normal voice to do The Thing, but it actually worked out in the end. They could have gone for like a Batman-like voice for The Thing, but no, they kept it with a normal voice and it worked. It actually gives more humanity to the character and actually makes it feel like there's an actual human being that rock monster is. And speaking of voices, Reg E. Carthy as Dr. Franklin Storm. Incredible voice in this movie. He gives Morgan Freeman a run for his money. There is very good reason why pretty much any trailer you see this movie, it will start with Reggie Carthy's voice. It's like sweet honey. But besides from his voice, he's pretty much the only actor trying in this movie because he actually shows emotion and plays a pretty believable dad to Johnny and Sue Storm. I wish every other actor in this movie would have brought the emotion that Reggie Carthy did. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the positives. Let's get to the negatives. The 4 main leads in this movie are fucking terrible. The acting of the 4 main leads in this movie is so stale and wooden that it just felt like they were bored the entire time, which is heartbreaking for me because these are 4 talented people that have been in fantastic stuff before. And it doesn't help when you pair this horrible acting with the poorly written characters. Every single character in this movie is so one-noted. No complexity, no layers to them, no nothing. Just a bunch of bland characters just going through the motions. And also when it comes to the Fantastic Four source material, there's a team aspect to it, but in this film, you don't feel like there's any team whatsoever. The Fantastic Four do not hang out whatsoever before they get their powers and even after they get their powers. The film devotes zero time to actually setting up the relationship of these 4 people. Also, you can just tell that this film had reshoots and was just edited to because it's so choppy. The first act of this movie is pretty mediocre, but I could deal with it, but then the second half of the film focuses on the wrong stuff and deals with something so small and stretch it out so long, and then the third act is so rushed. That is this movie. Point in the movie where everything just goes bad and you can tell that the reshoots happen and the studio got involved is when there's this time jump. When the time jump happens to start the second act of this movie, you're put in a place where you feel like you've missed so much. The film made the biggest mistake it possibly could by skipping over that stuff, and I will tell you why. One idea that this movie had that I absolutely loved is the fact that when they get their powers, the genre switches to a body horror. The scenes where you see the Fantastic Four first horrified of their powers is actually really good stuff. I would have loved to see that progression from first being mortified of their powers to understanding them and using it to their advantage. The Thing has to accept the fact that he's now a monster and can no longer be a human being anymore. I want to see what's going through his mind then. That would be really interesting. They have this incredible idea, but it's not fleshed out because they skipped over it. But now let's get to the villain of the film, Dr. Doom. I get what they were going for with the design of Dr. Doom because his spacesuit is supposed to mesh to his body along with the green energy in Planet Zero. It's an intriguing idea that could have worked, but the overall design is not well executed. This guy looks dumb. But the dumbest part about him is that he's like Thomas the Train with the fact that he has a mouth, but when he talks, it doesn't open. It just stays still. And not to mention the fact that there's such a big disconnect between Victor Von Doom the character and Doctor Doom. It feels like two separate characters. I did not believe for a second that the Toby Kebbell Victor Von Doom was ever the Doctor Doom we saw at the end of the movie. But the biggest problem of this movie is the climax, which feels so rushed. In about 15 minutes, they introduce Doctor Doom, he does his stuff on Earth, goes back to his planet where the Fantastic Four also go to that planet, have their big fight while Earth is in peril, defeat him, and then wrap up the movie in 15 minutes. That is not enough time to do a climax. And you don't care about the fight between the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom because you don't care about the characters, you don't care about the stakes, and if they're in peril. So overall, Fantastic Four is not a good movie in any sense of the word. It had good ideas that I did appreciate, but they're not executed at all. It has bland characters, terrible acting, full of plot holes, and just terribly paced and edited. I give it 1 out of 5 reels. There was a good movie to be had with the ideas of the film, but this is not it. What you guys think of Fantastic Four? Make sure to comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit me up on Twitter at my website, brendanhasablog.wordpress.com. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, I'm Brendan Weissman. Peace!